So the stream ended, and I play it again. Uh, we uh, we went up from here. I thought we will go down, but we went to test again this Tenkan-sen. Now we're testing it, and if we break it, it's looking quite bullish. It's already looking quite bullish, and yeah, I think there is a high chance that we break it. 4 million. Yeah. Some whales, I think, are playing this to the upside. What we can see is not only whales, but the stock market is going up. So nice support movement from the stock market. This is what we need for Bitcoin to have a little relief rally. I only need 46, 47, 48 to get out. Yeah, this is what I need. Hope to receive it soon. Because after that, folks, beware after that. After the relief rally. I can see the put call ratio. Not too much volume today. It's hovering 838. A little bit more calls than volume. 230 million is low volume, I would say. Normal volume, not below 300 million options. It's something normal, even low. So on a gamma band, we coming a little bit higher. Hopefully, yeah, we push more on this one. For the options, we have more calls now. Calls. This is bullish. This is a little bit mixed, but more calls. 8 hour also more calls. 12 hour as well. 18 hour more calls, and daily is more puts actually, but the lower time frames we have more calls. Gamma exposure seems to be going up. It was negative, now it's yeah, it's going up nice with Bitcoin, so this is nice to see. The butterfly delta, let's see the butterfly delta. So the 7 days a little bit jittery. We have the 60 day and 90 day above the 30 day, which yeah, which is extraordinary. It should be bullish, I think, the way we have it now. Yeah, that's it basically. I see top traders average leverage delta is on the upside, so yeah, we're breaking the Tenkan-sen now. This is nice to see, and we're definitely going up. Money flow just starts to go on the green, so good sign. Chris bank account.
Pretty good as opposed to if I'm just entering random trades and you can get pretty sliced up that way. All right, you can get pretty dang sliced up that way. So if we come back to this time frame, we can see that the corn, as it is known to do, as it likes to do, is simply trading sideways right here. Okay, we've got a very clearly defined high and a very clearly defined low, and in fact I like to break this up more so using volume. um, if you're a follower of the channel, you know that I enjoy trading sideways ranges because you can find the best entries there. And what I like to do is I like to take volume and drag it across the entire little range here. And this gives us a value area. Okay, a value area, what is that? It is basically, value area theory is when you are analyzing a chunk of price action, and right here we can see that where the candles are shaded, this is considered a fair value for the asset. If the asset price comes outside of the fair value area, it's very likely it will come back in. If it comes below the fair value area, it's very likely it will come back up. And basically these three major levels, this is called the value area high, this is called the value area low, this is called the point of control, which is the highest volume node that the asset traded in any given chunk of price action. The value area high will be acting as our resistance if price is below it. The high volume node will be acting as support if price is above it. If price comes below that high volume node, it acts as resistance. And then this value area low will also be acting as our support. Once we lose that value area low, it will be acting as our resistance. So this is giving us the framework from which we can look for trades. And in fact, this is how we were able just last night to get into a really nice long trade position. Because if we take our Fibonacci golden pocket from the swing low to that swing high that we put in, we can see, actually I have to adjust this range a little bit because last night before we got that bounce, we can see that the point of control of this entire little range, that highest volume node, was right here on the golden pocket. And so we were looking for a long position from this golden pocket. In fact, if we come into the VIP Discord, shout out to my thumbnail guy who makes the juiciest thumbnails in the world. Super clickbaity, appreciate it very much. If we come into the VIP Discord and we go to potential Bitcoin scout trade setups, we can see that we were looking for this exact trade setup over here if we were getting bullish divergences on the 12-minute time frame. Why were we looking for a trade there? Because it was support. We had come back inside the value area, and the next major area of support was going to be this center point, and we found confluence with the golden pocket. And what were we looking for on the 12-minute time frame? We were looking for bullish divergences. Now, bullish divergences are where momentum is making a higher low while price is making a lower low. And we want to see this at least on the 12-minute time frame. To go back to the Discord, what did we want to see? The 12-minute time frame, bullish divergences right to our level. And you can see that's pretty much exactly what did happen, right? We came down to that level, bullish divergences, and we got to move to the upside. And here's the thing. This is what I mean by only entering a trade if you are confident and you had a plan. See, I had a very clearly defined plan to enter a trade right here if I got my confirmations. Last night when I went to bed, I entered this trade right before bed. I got my alert. I saw we were at the level. I saw the bullish divergences. I entered the trade. I put the stop loss in right here. I went to sleep, and it didn't bother me. I didn't think about it because I saw my confirmations. I knew what I was risking. I knew there was a very high chance that price would come up. And sure enough, I woke up in some good profit, guys, and I'm still actually in the trade right here. And so basically, now that we have gotten the bounce off of that point of control, look at where we're finding resistance right now. Okay, these levels are very much so respected because I mean, you could do this anywhere. Go back in time and back test this. By the way, you can find this indicator by going over here to prediction and measurement tools, and it's the fixed range volume profile. It's basically just the VPVR, but for one specific region. And you will find that these areas are very, very well respected. So it's no surprise that literally to the exact dollar right now, we are finding resistance at this value area high. And of course, we're breaking out of it. So, well, not of course, but we're trying to break out of it is what I mean. So, what do I think is going to happen from here on out? Well, we have some very important areas of resistance above us right now. First of all, I think the most important area of resistance that we have right in this second is going to be, what is going on with my trading view? Is going to be this golden pocket pull from the last major swing high that we put in right before we lost that old range to our low right here. Okay, you can see that we have major resistance coming in at about 39.5-ish to 39.8-ish, okay? This is a very important area of resistance for us because it's the first major golden pocket retracement from that high. And not only that, it's outside of the value area high of the range. So if we come up into this area and we're getting bearish divergences on market cipher B, let's say for example, we see the 1 hour time frame is starting to curve to the downside like that, and we can take a very, very clear trend line and draw it downward like this, while the price is also making a higher high into a area of resistance. We can be pretty confident that the price will reject from that resistance and come back into the value area where we would be looking for support number 1 at the value area high, number 2 at that high volume node, and number 3 back down here. Now, basically, the way I'm approaching this right now is I'm not really in a rush to get into any trade until we either come higher, where I will look for shorts, or we come lower, where I will look for long. So this was the juicy long I was looking for yesterday. Trade setup given in advance. Now, by the way, if you want to get into the VIP Discord, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. We post juicy technical analysis updates in here for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins. We do 2 live streams a week. In fact, just recently, we did a live stream a few weeks ago where we were looking to long Luna. On the 13th of January, we had this trade set up for Luna down here. You can see the trade setup got triggered like a white, fat, pink-haired, ambiguously gendered college student. And the trade is currently in some juicy profit right now. So we do a lot of TA in here. We have a lot of great traders. It's a great community. Patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, if you want to learn how to trade like this, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. There's a 20% discount in the description of this video. And this course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader, where you never have to be worried or scared while you're trading. You can be very calm because you always have a plan. You always have something you're looking at for a potential trade where you will know exactly where you're going to enter, exactly where you're going to take profit, exactly where your stop loss is going to go. You will feel confident in your trades. You will learn how to stop FOMOing into trades and stop trading with emotions, how to utilize tested strategies that work very profitably. Also, risk management and mindset to maximize profits so that you're locking in profit, taking money when you are in profit. Check out the success stories. There's currently a 20% discount in the description of the video, guys. Make sure to check it out. So, if we do start to reject, because here's the thing, we came up, again, outside the value area high. We lost it. In fact, this was a pretty nice short setup yesterday where, you know, we came, I was looking for a short higher yesterday. We came back inside the value area low, inside the value area, and then we back tested it. Not only did we back test the value area high, but we back tested the golden pocket to the exact dollar, which made for a very obvious, yep, we're coming down short because we can see money flow coming down. And so basically, this is still a downtrend, right? We are still have our high, have our low, our lower high, our lower low, our lower high, until we come up back up above 38.2. We are still in bearish market structure. So there's still a chance that this long I'm in right now will get stopped out in profits, of course, because I've already taken profit. Stop loss to the entry, something I recommend highly. By the way, I'm a fake trader. I only paper trade fake money. Never take financial advice from a paper trader with a Pikachu hat and upside down crooked glasses with an open mouth thumbnail who shows you pictures of Depends diapers, watermelons, and a woman with uneven butt cheeks. You don't want to take financial advice from that kind of guy, of course not. So, if we do come down lower, the next major area of support that I will be looking for juiciness, okay, I'm talking about a watermelon patch, guys, is going to be this area right here where we have the golden pocket retracement at the value area low of the range. Remember, if we come back down and we lose this area of 36.5K, it's very probable we come back down to the $35,000 area. Okay, now, a few other things that I want to talk about before we move on. Number one, If we take a look at the liquidation levels that we have here, okay, this is a tool called High Block Capital. All right, it's a very interesting tool. And I have found that if you can have an area, basically what this does, this is showing you areas on the chart where trades will get liquidated. So these blue lines right here on the side are showing that right here we have 15 million short trades that will get liquidated at around 39,000. Basically, we have this huge patch right here between 39,000 and about 39.8-ish thousand, where many shorts will get liquidated. Okay, and we can see that this area is coming right above the previous highs that we put in on the chart. Now, just analyzing the local range that we have in this little uptrend, we can see that there are many more shorts that are over leveraged waiting to get liquidated than there are longs. Down here, there are a few longs that will get liquidated if price comes back down to these areas, but there's many more shorts. And I've noticed when using this tool that if these liquidation prices line up with a Fibonacci level, it becomes very strong support or resistance. Very strong support or resistance. Now, it's no coincidentalness-ish that we have a purple box right here. I've marked it on the chart. These are the areas where we can see almost 50 million shorts will be liquidated if we come up here, which just so happens to be the golden pocket that I pulled as our major area of resistance. So this is why this is such a good area. If we come up here, I will definitely be looking for bearish divergences on the chart, because if we get bearish divergences at resistance, especially on the 1 hour, okay, or even, guys, even, all right, check this out, on the 4 hour time frame, we could very well get here a bearish divergence where this green wave curves up and we start to pump, but then we see the bearish divergence and also the money flow continuing to get lower over time on the 4 hour time frame. This is a big warning to us that we're not actually going to break out and we can expect prices to come lower. So that's just something to be aware of if we're going to try and determine what price is likely to do in the next day or so, right? Because the markets are designed to wreck the most amount of people. And right now, the most amount of people will be wrecked if the price comes up a little bit. But if the price does come down, I am looking down here to this area of around 35K where we have the golden pocket as well as the value area low. If we come down here as well, we can see that around that area, the 35K area, well, this is a little bit difficult to use, guys, but we can see right around that 35K area right now, we have right here, 10 million shorts that will get liquidated right there, another 11 million shorts and another 16 million. So we're talking like maybe 45 million, long trades will get liquidated right there at that golden pocket, which is also the value area low. So we have a lot of confluence at both of these areas to potentially be looking for trades. Now, let's go to a higher term time frame. Because this technical analysis is only valid if we're trading in a very clearly defined range with very clearly defined lows and very clearly defined highs. If we go to a higher term time frame right now and I turn off some of the shenanigans that I put on the screen here, let me turn off the screen shenanigans here. And this would be a great time to remind everybody to FOMO into the like button because it's absolutely gone parabolic. This is my long trade setup that I am giving live on the internet for everybody to take with me. This is the Jason Casper like button chart, the Jason Casper like button index. I know it looks like the S&P 500, guys, but it's not. You can clearly see right here the Jason Casper like button index. Super bullish. This has been trading on the market for many years, guys. We can see it going all the way back to, well, if we zoom out, we can really see how parabolic this thing has been over the decades, right? I mean, clearly this is a good investment. Anybody who bought the top is still in profit now on the Jason Casper like button. And again, this is a very good risk to reward ratio trade setup right here. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe, guys. And yeah, so let's go back to a higher term time frame on the corn here, and let me remove this box. And by the way, shout out to everybody who did take the long because it was a good long trade. And and this was a good long trade too, right? Our Luna long, guys, from the VIP live stream a few weeks ago, in some very good profits right now, as well as the long trade we're currently on Bitcoin, right from the bottom here. Very juicy, very, very juicy. So the higher term time frames, guys, if we start to come down lower, right? If this is just a fake move and we're actually going to just find resistance right here where we clearly have resistance and we're coming into resistance and we cannot come above that, then we need to be aware of some levels to the downside. Now, the first level that I think we should all be aware of is going to be that we have some very interesting levels here. First of all, we've got the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement from the Corona dump to the all-time high, right? If we come up here, we can see it's coming in around 28,000. But before we get there, we also have this very important level that is coming in right about here, around this area, around the $31,000 area. This is the last major area of weekly support that we have before we come down to this golden pocket. And it would make a very nice area of support because we could come down and simply grab all the liquidity from everybody who longed from this bottom, including myself, because we did in the VIP Discord get a very juicy long trade right from that bottom. I don't even know if I have the time to go look for it. Aha, here it is, guys. Yeah, we longed it right from the bottom because it was a point of control from July with bullish divergences on market cipher B. But of course, my stop loss is a little bit above my entry here. So if we come down, I will be stopped out of my trade. But what could happen is everybody who's long from here will get liquidated. That will inject a bunch of liquidity into the market where large players could fill some large buy orders right here, and we could get a move to the upside. If we lose that $31,000 level, then I think the next area is going to be that $28,000 level. And honestly, on the way down, guys, as far as my spot Bitcoin goes, the next two major areas I'm looking to buy some corn on the spot is going to be this golden pocket, and then it's going to be the $17,000 to $20,000 area. And the reason why is because we do have some nice intersectionality here. In fact, if we come down here and we put on our what am I looking for right now? What am I looking for? I'm looking for trend lines. I know I've got them on the chart somewhere, guys, but I have too many folders in my object tree. Losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Aha. Yes. Yes. Look at this intersectionality here, guys. Okay? Again, shout out to my fat, white, pink-haired, ambiguously gendered college students, because we have some intersectionality, and I know how much y'all love yourselves some intersectionality. Alright? We have some intersectionality down here with the golden pocket in the trend line, right? So, this trend line has been respected since March 9th, 2020. If we come down here, I will definitely be looking for a nice bounce because, again, we'll come take out all the people who long from here. I mean, you know, if you long from here and you haven't taken some profits out, that's crazy. But even still, you know, take the people that long from here and potentially get a bounce, maybe get a retest of this first thing, maybe come down here to the 20K area where we would have a really nice retest of the previous bull market all-time high. And I just would like to point out the fact, I know people get upset when I talk about a $20,000 Bitcoin, but here's the truth, guys. The truth is we have this rising wedge that we've broken down from with the massively bearish pattern on the weekly time frame, money flow and momentum coming down as prices making higher highs with a target, okay, with a target. And check out this target, guys. This target is the trend line that Bitcoin has been respecting on log scale all the way back from 2013. It's the retest of the previous bull market all-time high. It's the target of the wedge. And not only that, if we take our fib from the Roni Baloney dump to the all-time high, it's also that 786 level. All right, again, we have some really nice intersectionality here. If you're a college student and you're wondering how the heck am I going to support myself after I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a pointless piece of paper that's not going to get me a job, perhaps you can look into investing in Bitcoin when we come down to some of these areas, okay? And here's the thing. This is not bearish in any way, shape, or form for Bitcoin at all, because we're coming down to test massive support. Massive support. And that's why I'm saying the two areas where I would buy spot paper Bitcoin, because I don't trade real money. I would never trade real money because the purpose of life, of course, is to avoid all risk at all cost. We never want to be in a position where we could get our feelings hurt, where we could lose something in life, where there's the potential of anything negative happening, okay? The purpose of life is to create safe spaces and bubbles around us, to not offend anybody or ever be offended, never do anything hard, never do any kind of hard work. Just let the government support you with that UBI. Everything will be okay. And so, the reason I'm even saying all that stuff is because this is not financial advice, guys. I don't want you to think I'm trading real money. Never take financial advice from a guy like this. But I am potentially going to get some good old spot Bitcoins down at these areas, all right? Now, if we do break to the upside, all right? If we do, let's just come back here to our chart, all right? Let's turn off our log scale and go back to a normal scale, okay? And if we do, let's say we find some support in these areas. Let's say we find some support on these areas, okay? Then what I am expecting is potentially a relief rally back up to, if we pull our fib from the swing high to the swing low, we have some really nice areas around the 382 fib and around that 618 fib. Actually, I'm going to put back on the trend lines for just a second, because that 382 fib potentially, right, could give us a really nice relief rally up to the $47,000 area where we do have the intersectionality, and then we come back down to this other intersectionality for potentially a bounce, or we even do something like this. We come up, we come down, we come up, back test this previous area of resistance, support into resistance, come back down again before a bigger move, right? Just some ideas, guys. Just some ideas here, all right? So yeah, if we're going to get a relief rally, we need to understand that we did lose this trend line here. So the first major area is going to be the $47,000 area, which finds really nice confluence with this high volume node that we have right here, right around 47K. And then of course the next major area is going to be that golden pocket right there, where could have sworn we also had some high volume in that golden pocket as well. Maybe it's not the highest volume node, but we definitely have some spikes of volume up there as well, and some other areas. So, you know, that's kind of my overall plan, guys, from the micro to the macro, from the micro to the macro, from the macro to the micro, from the micro to the macro, and the micro and the macro. Let's go back to a lower term time frame. Is Bitcoin still pumping, guys? Is the corn still pumping? The corn is still pumping. All right, the corn is absolutely still pumping right now. We got ourselves a very nice pattern last night. 45-minute time frame, guys. 45-minute time frame. We got ourselves a very nice uneven butt cheek pattern on Market Cipher B, where we did have the juicy, lots of ravioli and the meatballs and the Parmesan cheese were flowing out of the butt cheek on the left-hand side. Because if we take our tool over here and we draw the cheek, we can see it's very low, right? Then we have the butt crack, and then we have the not-so-low right cheek, okay? When you see a pattern like this on the 45-minute time frame, this should give you the confidence to enter a trade even if things are not that great. Because again, I took the trade, I went to sleep, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't really feeling it. It didn't look like it was going to be a strong bounce at all. It did not look like that at all. But here's the thing. The cheeks don't lie. The cheeks don't lie. And I really mean that, right? We come down to a very key level. Again, why was it such a key level? Because it was the golden pocket retracement from this swing low to this swing high, right? Perfectly right into the golden pocket. And not only that, again, if you're newer to the stream and you missed my analysis in the beginning, we also had a very high volume node from this whole chunk of price action right here, right? Very high volume node. We come down to it, and when we come down to a level with the cheeks, all right, very high probability trade setup, extremely high probability. In fact, I usually, that's the main way I get into trades. I simply look for butt cheeks at key levels, and very, very high probability trade setups, guys. Very high probability trade setups. So, yeah, that's what happened yesterday. And now I'm basically waiting for my next level with my next pair, okay, of cheeks. And remember, guys, if you're squatting and deadlifting and this actually starts to happen to you, you should go see a physical therapist, but someone who deals with athletes, because probably you have an issue with one of your glutes not firing. And somebody called me right now, and it's probably Yeah. It's a telemarketer, guys. They're talking about my Google My Business listing. I don't even have a Google My Business listing. You know what I'm saying? Let me pop into the chat real quick and see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Is anybody even in here? Wow, there are even people in here. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that. So, yes, that's right, Robert Bonar. Seek medical attention if you are having that kind of an issue here. And guys, if we can get 750 likes, I'm never gonna have 750 likes. There was a point, guys, where my channel actually was getting 750 likes on the regular, but I did something stupid, and now I'm pretty sure YouTube hates me. But that's okay. Someday, I think I still will be able to get 750 likes, and I will be able to give the 0.025 Bitcoin giveaway. And so, yeah, shout out to Mad Mosher up in her, and shout out to Michael Vondervoot from Mexico, and shout out to oh man, I can't pronounce your name, sir, but you just joined the Discord. That's awesome. Shout out to Craig Whitwell, and Freedom Man. Thank you for the encouragement. Shout out to Luke Brisbane and Aaron Grierson, holding it down with the wrench. Robert Bonar holding it down with the wrench. Blues Katzen Baby holding it down with the wrench. Luis Rivera, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. And cool. Yeah, guys, thank you for the likes, guys. It's good. I'm gonna keep the stream kind of short today. What did I do to YouTube? I talk about things. I talk about the coronavirus. I talk about things. I'm always making little jabs at the establishment. I don't think they like that, guys. In fact, some of my streams have gotten very intense. If any of you guys are OGs in here, you know we've talked about some crazy stuff. Yeah, so shout out to Salty40, and shout out to Stephen Todd from Australia. And ETH 4 hour throwing a green dot in the zero line. Let's check out ETH, man. Let's actually, so Bitcoin, Bitcoin right now has the potential to get a really nice rejection. Let's actually take a look and see what's going on right now, guys. Let's take a look at some local GPs. Oof, man. Ooh. Look at that, rejecting right off the 786 right there. And if we pull this a little bit higher, we have a golden pocket coming in right near to that. Let's check out the 12-minute. How's that looking? Interesting, guys. Interesting. You know, 12-minute does not really have a bear div at all, but that doesn't really mean anything necessarily. 24-minute doesn't really have a bear div. How about the 6-minute? No bear div there. How about the 1-minute? Some bearish divs on the 1-minute, guys. Some bearish divs on the 1-minute, but that doesn't necessarily mean the end of the world, because we can get bear divs on the 1-minute, and it does take us down a little bit, but just for a retracement, right? We got bear divs on the 1-minute this whole way up. So I'm long. So maybe I'm biased, guys. But, you know, this was a nice long right here. And I did have a take profit get hit while in this stream, just so everybody is aware, in case you're telling me to take profits, because I take me some profits, let me tell you. I take me some profits. So, yeah. Shout out to Ben T. Shout out to Puppy Chow. Shalom, achi. Ma shlomcha. אני מקווה שהכל בסדר איתך. Shout out to Jan Eric Vet, who took the paper trade from the VIP Discord. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Ron Smith thinks we come down hard one last time. That would be nice. You know, that would be nice. Thomas Cronin says, leave political correctness for other channels. Well, maybe political correctness can be for other channels, but political corrections, you know, those could be good, right? If there's some kind of fundamental news out there, or the Fed has some kind of meeting, and we get a political correction, you know, where we come down a little bit just to bounce off key support before blasting off into the Elon Muskosphere, That would be pretty cool, right? That would be pretty dang cool. And we rejected off the daily open, says Heisenberger. Well, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We did reject off the daily open. We just ran the daily open just a little bit, guys. You know, but I do have to say, is the half-hour time frame. I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend like I have any insights. I don't have any insights, guys. I'm simply just waiting for levels and waiting for confirmations. Waiting for confirmations. So yeah, that's interesting about the daily open. You know, right now, the 4 hour looks strong. If we can get this 4 hour green dot, I really think we could push up a little bit. And I would absolutely love to come up to these areas of resistance, grab all that liquidity we know is here, bearish divergences, and then come down. And I would love to come down to, if I could have anything in the world, anything, right? I would have this. That's what I would want. Or potentially even something like this, where come up and then come all the way down here and then up again. Because down here, we do have some really, really nice levels of support down in this area as well. And that would be really, really nice. Come up outside of the value area, everyone thinks we're breaking out. Come down below the value area, everyone thinks we're breaking down. And then boom, get the real breakout. It would wreck a lot of people, and a lot of it would provide for some really, really nice trades. And that's the cool thing about, you know, having a plan in advance, because you basically just mark levels that are important and then look for trades there. And Market Cipher will tell you when to take a trade. It will tell you when to take a trade. Let's go back in time to last night when I went to bed. I was hanging out with my wife. Shout out to Big Butts 28. We were hanging out. We were talking about life. We were in bed reading books. We were reading books in bed. All of a sudden, I get an alert. And the alert said, hey, you're near your long. You should probably check it out. So I go over to the chart, right? And what do I see? Right? What do I see? What just happened here? I see something like this, right? And actually, it was before I actually even saw this, right? So we have to go to the 12-minute time frame, right? We have to go to the 12-minute time frame. And what did I see? I saw something like this, right? Something like this. Okay. Now, notice, doesn't look overly bullish, does it? A lot of people would probably be scared to long this, because we just had a massive dump, and even the 12-minute VWAP is starting to flop to the downside, right? But the reason I entered the trade is because, objectively speaking, on the 45-minute time frame, we had very clear uneven butt cheeks. Okay, very, very clear. On the 24-minute time frame, we had very clear uneven butt cheeks. On the 12-minute time frame, which was actually the time frame that I was specifically looking for to enter the trade, we had very, very clear. I said we had very, very clear. Sorry, TradingView obviously can't hear me. Uneven butt cheeks. We come down to the 6-minute. Also on the 6-minute, look at this. As we are coming right down to the level, uneven butt cheeks, right? We even go to the 1-minute time frame, and what do we see as we're coming down to the level? This was the giver awayer, right? Not only do we have uneven butt cheeks from down here to over here, right? Literally 2 big boy green dots, uneven cheeks. But look at the money flow, right? The money flow, as we're holding the support, is coming to the upside. And now notice something else. Price didn't actually get the real bounce until we came down to our level, right? That's why I'm always about waiting for levels. And if we had come down to here and then gotten a bounce from here, well, that would have really sucked. And yes, I oftentimes front run. In fact, I'm pretty sure I set some limit orders coming down into here to set my position. So yeah, I do front run it. But you know, don't front run it a lot, right? If you're waiting for the golden pocket and we come down here and start to get a bounce, don't long it, because it'll probably come back down lower. You know, just wait for the level, wait for the confirmations. See, especially on the 1-minute time frame, it's so important that you have the level and the confirmations, because we had uneven butt cheeks here, we had them here, we had them here, we had them here, and it's not the real uneven butt cheek until we get to the level, right? And of course, we look at all time frames together to assess the strength of the gluteus maximus. Okay, and when we see it, we're like, ah, and we're like, should we enter a trade? Well, it really depends on if we have our confirmations or not. And if we have our confirmations, we know it has the potential to be a very juicy trade setup. Okay, and we'll wake up very surprised and happy that we're in profits. All right. So let's come back here into the stream. Wow, we've got some people in here. That's pretty cool. Shout out to Higher Crypto. Shout out to William Jenkins, who's listening at work. That's awesome, bro. Hope work is going well for you. Shout out to Robert Bonar, who shouts out Big West 28. Shout out to Aaron Gershon again. And yeah, Aaron Gershon, Exo Charts. I'm going to be doing some educational material on that very, very soon. So we're working on that right now. Don't ever front run, guys. That's for sure. Don't ever front run. What do I think about Biden's executive order? I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to it, Fubar. What's going on, Super Drake? I haven't been paying attention. I don't have time to pay attention to the theater that they provide for the adults. Okay, I don't even have time to pay attention to the theater that's provided for the children. All I have time to pay attention to, guys, is my family, the Lord, and the Bitcoin charts. You know, everything else, it is what it is. You know, take no thought for tomorrow, says the Lord. So, you know, I don't worry about that stuff anymore, and I don't trade on fundamentals because I could drive myself crazy reading news and all this crap. But you know, the charts will tell you what's coming, right? The charts will tell you what's coming for sure. Okay, so Dr. Crypto, if you don't understand the charts, first of all, feel free to ask questions in there. We are more than happy to explain things to you. Secondly, I recommend taking the course or a course because, you know, a lot of the things will be explained thoroughly in the course. Check out the videos, the scalping tutorials, the swing trading tutorials, the volume, the fib, and all these types of things, because that will help you understand the charts in the VIP Discord. So, do I use grid bots when price action is sideways? No, I don't, but I should. But here's the bot I do use, guys. I use the Jason Casper Uneven Bot Cheeks bot. Okay, this bot right here, this bot, let me tell you guys something. This bot will trade for you. You make a plan, all right? You make a plan. Let's say, for example, you have a plan like this. All right, let me show you guys the plan. Where's the plan? Right here. Potential Bitcoin long. You say, you know what? Let's say you have a day job, right? Let's say you work construction all day, or let's say you just don't have time to be on the charts all day, but you have time to do your TA in the morning. You come to the chart. You say, you know what? It would be a really nice trade if price came down to this golden pocket / NDPOC / POC, and we had some uneven butt cheeks on the MCB. You're like, man, what a good trade that would be, but I won't be here to see if the trade will be. Well, you could tell the bot, hey bot, I want you to enter a trade at that level if you see the uneven butt cheeks, and the bot will throw a limit order down. If we're coming down to that level and it sees the uneven butt cheeks, it will place a limit order on that level, and the bot will enter the trade for you. For example, just recently, guys, the bot. Let's check out. Where's my bot? Oh, bot, where you at, bot? Aha, here's the bot. So that exact trade the bot took. That bot took that exact trade. See, right here. Yep, this was the trade. So yeah, so at $36,800, the bot entered long for Jason Casper. Now we're just in alpha testing. We're about to open this thing up for beta testing, right? About to open it up for beta testing, but I've been trading my plans with this bot. The bot took the long right here. It entered my position right here. It set my stop loss automatically. Okay, stop loss order placed. Once the take profit order was hit, right? Here we go, take profit order hit. We moved the stop loss to the entry. Okay, take profit order is hit right here. Stop loss is automatically moved to the entry to prevent losses. And so that is the bot that I use. That is the bot I will continue to use. That is the bot that will be part of the VIP Jason Casper Discord coming soon, guys. Lord willing, in March. And this bot is juicy. I'm telling you, this bot is awesome. We have an amazing team behind it. and it is going to be printing money like the Federal Reserve over here. You know what I'm saying? So, not financial advice, paper trading only. Paper trading only, guys. This bot is only for paper trading. And the reason I keep showing this picture is because, lest anybody thinks anything I say is financial advice, let this picture be forever burned into your mind. Because this is who you're listening to, guys. Pikachu hat, crooked glasses, open mouth thumbnail, uneven butt cheeks showing, adult diaper talking about, watermelon growing, homesteading, chicken raising kind of guy in here. Okay? So that's who you're dealing with over here, guys. That is who you're dealing with. So, let's see. Yeah, I think you should get the course before joining the Discord because it will help you get the most out of the Discord for sure. Shalom to Glacial Glider in Israel. Yeah, I'm excited for the bot too. I'm excited for the bot as well. Some paper TA on Soul. Well, I'm still short on Soul. Shout out to Frosty SA. Yeah, Matthew 6:34. Interesting. Wednesday is 2/2/2022. What got me into trading, TJ? I'll tell you what got me into trading. I wanted to be able to make money without a boss and without clients and without hours and without anything except a laptop and a cell phone. I wanted to trade the 9 to 5 for the 24/7. I wanted to trade the being able to not think about work when you're home to not being able to stop thinking about work in the middle of the night when you're trying to get some sleep. That's what got me into trading. Yeah, this is gonna be the interface for the bot as well, where you can select what pair you want to trade, and it does work on inverse perpetual too, as we can see, inverse perpetual, regular perpetual, and you can decide what confirmations you want it to see. You can decide where you want to take profits and move the stop loss. It's pretty cool, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be the bee's knees. So I'm stoked on it. The uneven bot cheeks is the code name for it. Uneven bot cheeks, because it goes by the uneven butt cheeks. So, all right, guys. Well, we've been on here for about 51 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut the stream. Y'all are the best. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to share the video, guys, and receive this blessing in the Hebrew language. And the purpose of this blessing is that the Lord, the God, the Creator of the heavens and the earth, would place His name upon you and bless you. And it goes like this: Yavarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasemlecha shalom b'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel, which in English means, may the Lord bless you and protect you. May He shine light upon you, and may He have grace upon you. May the Lord turn His face towards you and give you wholeness and completeness in the name of Jesus, the Messiah, the God of Israel. Thank you so much, guys. God bless and peace.
Какво ти кажа, 4,5 ми е общо взето. Не знам дали и двата ще мога. Аз ще гледам един, ама 4,5, значи от 2 до 5 ми са колове. Трябва да имам интернет сериозен. Говорим и да става. Значи само четвъртъка може би ще мога, ще видим според програмата. Не, утре не. Да, сутринта ще да карам. това също така. Добре. Няма да, плюс това следва да работи реално. Следва да са колбите. Не, вторник имам от 3 часа се започва всичко. Да, да, да. Се надявам четвъртъка да не сложат някой кол, сложат нещо, ще казвам. Да, да, четвъртък. Да. Не знам. Добре. Чао.
Hello guys and welcome to the moon. My name is Carl and I'm going to bring you this cryptocurrency video, and I'm going to dive straight into the Bitcoin price, and I'm going to show you what I'm seeing in the next few days here. So let's dive straight into it. Let me just flip the screen here and I will show you that Bitcoin is in a downtrend here. I think you all already know this, but what about the very key resistance we have here? This is a very important level for us to watch. And you can see also that this yellow horizontal at 38.4 is also very important. So if Bitcoin breaks through 38.4, then we're still gonna have to break through this resistance here before we can go up and test this very important level at $42,000. But I'm gonna show you, because yeah, that's the bullish scenario, but what about the bearish scenario? There is something that could happen right now. What if we're seeing right now a double top or a M pattern, or actually the McDonald's pattern, because if this breaks down, then many of us have to go back to McDonald's and work there. So basically an M pattern here, McDonald's. Well, let me take a look at that real quick. So let me just zoom out and put this up a little bit. The neckline in that case would obviously be this line right there. And let's make a targeted analysis here. So if we break down from the top here down to the bottom, I would say maybe that's, well, the top is all the way up there, and you put this down. So if we see a breakdown here, then the target would actually be 32.9 or $33,000 approximately, right down here where we retested before. That's a potential trade to be made. Over on Bybit, for example, you can short Bitcoin, you can long Bitcoin. Down below this video, at the top of the description, you find my Bybit link. If you click it, you get $4,000 bonus into your account if you meet the deposit requirements. And if you look at this, guys, we have maybe a descending broadening wedge here. What do you guys think? A descending broadening wedge. Well, something like this could happen, right? And then we hopefully break to the upside. If we, however, break 30,000, then we're gonna go into a long bear market potentially. So that's what we don't want to see. Right now,
Good morning, folks. We've got two space weather items to cover today: cosmic magnetic fields, pre-megaquake electromagnetic signals, solar forcing, and the Big Bird. We're starting with our star at spaceweathernews.com, and we find the last 24 hours on the sun much more quiet than the day before. We do see bright spots in an equatorial coronal hole, but let's go ahead and jump back to yesterday. M-class solar flare and CME off the northern central longitudes. We had forecast an impact to Earth Monday night or Tuesday, and it appears the latter portion of that window is where NASA and NOAA are coming down. Right after the news yesterday, the Enlil spirals began updating, and both now show direct Earth impact late on the 1st or even early into February 2nd. That would be tomorrow night. And it should be a mid-level impact, not terribly strong, not terribly weak either. NOAA's Enlil spiral here showing the same timing and relative character of the CME, dense but slow. We will be watching for that impact tomorrow night. We also need to check out the sunspot situation. The massive group up north has begun spreading and in fact has come to find a healthy spread after the flare. With its magnitude, it may be hard to focus elsewhere, but at the incoming limb, we do have more spots both north and south, so that makes the CME coming tomorrow night. Coronal hole facing Earth tomorrow, and more sunspots on the way. Let's head out to the galactic plane and find the magnetic fields of a filament mostly wrapped around it. This brings back the Musk of filament story and how its fields were wrapped around it as well, and the way you get magnetic fields wrapping around something thin and stringy is to have an electric current running through it like a wire. Nice to see them bringing back this type of study with the electromagnetic focus and farther reaching implications. Piggybacking on yesterday's pre-electroquake signals, this was for the megaquake that hit Alaska last year. Of all the fields of science we've touched over the last 10 or 11 years, this one we do the least progress and most reporting now, because the field itself has taken off in the right direction, has all the funding it needs, and is pulling studies like this by the week. Lastly, on the article front, this one plays into the 4-part climate mini-series from the end of last year, and everything else we know about forcing of the global electric circuit, the top-down forcing from the thermosphere, and the instantaneous forcing signals noticed throughout the Earth system upon space weather impact. Here, yet another neglected aspect of the electrodynamics in the upper reach gets a moment in the journals. Direct forcing on the thermosphere and ionosphere, and therefore everything they touch from the up and down electric circuit, to the equatorward traveling waves just like they found on Jupiter. Anyone getting excited for the 2022 supplement to our textbook? I am. Folks, episode 5 of The Big Burp came out last night. We're answering questions, doing some wiring, and I decided we wanted to make you laugh in the first 3 minutes, so Rocky and I went that route. We've got wind maps and shots of our star to close. Subscribe, and we'll do this all again tomorrow. Right here, but right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.
Of the spider grandmother, or bird spirits, A hollow bamboo reed grew at the opening of the third world into the fourth world. This opening, or sipapu, is traditionally viewed to be the Grand Canyon. I have my own ideas about that. I don't think it's the Grand Canyon. According to some guy, the people with good hearts or kindness made it into the fourth world. That's another thing too. If you're a bad person, seems like you get stuck. I mean, I'm all for that. Let the good people grow and progress, you know. Let the bad people continue to learn until they're good people again. In another version, Tawa destroyed the third world in a great flood. Before the destruction, Spider Grandmother sealed the more righteous people into hollow reeds, which were used as boats. On arrival on a small piece of dry land, the people saw nothing around them but more water. Even after planting a large bamboo shoot, climbing to the top and looking around, Spider-Woman then told the people to make boats out of more reeds and use the island stepping stones along the way. The people sailed east until they arrived at a mountainous coast of the fourth world. Alright, I'm going to skip some more of this real quick. Let's see, what do I want to talk about? Oh, this is interesting. I want to talk about the back door to our world. And we're learning from the Hopi legends right now. Upon their arrival in the fourth world, the Hopi divided and went on a series of great migrations throughout the land. Sometimes they would stop and build a town, and then they would abandon it and continue on with their migration. They would leave their symbols behind on the rocks to show that the Hopi had been there. Long the divided people wandered in groups of families, eventually forming clans named after an event or sign that a particular group received upon its journey. These clans would travel for some time as a unified community, but almost inevitably a disagreement would occur and the clan would split and each portion would go its own separate way. However, as the clans traveled, they would often join together, forming large groups, only to have these associations disband, and then they would be reformed with the other clans. These alternate periods of harmonious living, followed by wickedness, contention, and separation, play an important part in the Hopi mythos. This pattern seemingly began the first world and continues even into recent history. In the course of their migration, each Hopi clan was to go to the farthest extremity of the land in every direction. Far in the north was the land of snow. Far in the north was the land of snow and ice, which was called the back door. But this was closed to the Hopi. However, the Hopi say that other people came through the back door into the fourth world. Back door could refer to the Bering Land Bridge. I don't think so. Which connected Asia to North America. The Hopi were led on their migrations by various signs, or were helped along by the Spider Woman. Eventually, the Hopi clans finished their prescribed migrations and were led to the current location in northeastern Arizona. I want to talk about this whole backdoor concept. And in order to do that, I'd like to read a story from the Zuni. Zuni are some more Native American tribes here in America. This is called The Search for the Middle and the Hardening of the World. The Search for the Middle. Middle of what, I wonder? Let's check it out. As it was with the first men and creatures, so it was with the world. It was young and unripe. Earthquakes shook the world and rent it. Demons and monsters of the underworld fled forth. Creatures became fierce beasts of prey, and others turned timid, becoming their quarry. Wretchedness and hunger abound in black magic. Fear was everywhere among them, so people, in dread of their precious possessions, became wanderers. Living on the seeds of grass, they were the eaters of dead and slain things. Yet, guided by the beloved, under the pathway of the sun, the middle of the world, over which alone they could find the earth at rest. So, let me explain that in normal speak. The world was super messed up. And the Zuni knew that the only place where the world was peaceful was right at the middle. So they looked and they searched for the middle. Let's see what else happens. When the tremblings grew still for a time, the people paused at the first of the sitting places. Yet they were still poor and defenseless and unskilled, and the world still moist and unstable. See, whenever this apocalypse happens, the world is very muddy. There's a lot of shaking that brings the water up to the surface. Muddy world. Where was I? The world was still moist and unstable. Demons and monsters fled from the earth in the times of shaking and threatened wanderers. Don't believe in demons and monsters? Okay. You will. Possibly. Then the two took counsel. When the tremblings grew still for a time, people paused at the first of the sitting places. They were still poor and defenseless. Demons and monsters fled from the earth in the times of the shaking and threatened wanderers. Then the two took counsel of each other. The elders said the earth must be made more stable for men, and the valleys where their
might be rejected from here just to be on the safe side. So 5 minutes. Yeah, it has a divergence. So
children rested. If they sent down their fire bolts of thunder, aimed to all of the 4 regions, the earth would heave up and down, fire would belch over the world and burn it, floods of hot water would sweep over it, and smoke would blacken the daylight. But the earth would at last be safer for men. So, the beloved twain let fly the thunderbolts. Twain means 2. The mountains shook and trembled, the plains cracked and crackled under the floods and fires, and the hollow places, the only refuge of men and creatures, grew black and awful. At last thick rain fell, putting out the fires. Then water flooded the world, cutting deep trails through the mountains, and burying or uncovering the bodies of things and beings. Where they huddled together and were blasted thus, their blood gushed forth and flowed deeply, here in rivers, there in floods, for gigantic they were. But the blood was charred and blistered and blackened by the fires into the black rocks of the lower mesas. There were vast plains of dust and ashes, cinder, reddened like the mud of the hearth place. Yet many places behind and between the mountain terraces were unharmed by the fires. Let me read that one more time for all you people asking me how to survive. There were vast plains of dust, ashes, and cinders, reddened like the mud of the earth. Yet many places behind and between the mountain terraces were unharmed by the fires. And even then, green grew the trees and grasses, and even flowers bloomed. Then the earth became more stable, drier, and its lone places less fearsome, since monsters of prey were changed into rock. Petrified. Stupefied. But ever and again the earth trembled, and people were troubled. Let us again seek the middle, they said. So they traveled far eastward to their second stopping place, the place of the Bare Mountains. So they're going to the middle of the earth again, right? Basically, here's this entire story in a nutshell. People are in the middle. They're told, leave, go, check it out, explore, spread out, right? It's not good for you guys to be all in one spot. So they spread out. They live, everything's fine, but then the world starts getting crazy and scary, and they're like, we need to go back to the middle. The middle's always a safe place. Again, the world rumbled, and they traveled to a place called Where Tree Boles Stand in the Midst of the Waters. There they remained for a long time, saying, this is the middle. And they built homes there. And at times they met people who had gone before, and thus they learned war. And they met many strange things happened there, and they told in speeches of the ancient talk. Then, when the earth groaned again, the twain bade them to go forth, and they murmured. Many refused, and perished miserably in their own homes, as do rats in falling trees or flies in forbidden food. But the greater number went forward, until they came to steam mist in the midst of the waters. And they saw the smoke of men's hearth fires, and many houses scattered over the hills before them. When they came nearer, they challenged the people rudely, demanding who they were and why they were there. For in their last standing place, they had a touch of war. We are the people of the seed, said the men of the hearth fires, born elder brothers of ye, and led of the gods. No, our fathers, We're led of the gods, and we are the seed of the people. So they're bickering about who rightfully owns the earth, I guess. Long live the people in the town on the sunrise slope of the mountains of Kalue Lawan, until the earth began to groan warningly again. Loath were they to leave the place of the Keka and the lake of their dead. But the rumbling grew louder, and the twain beloved called them, and all together they journeyed eastward, seeking more the place of the middle. But they grumbled amongst themselves. So when they came to a place of great promise, they said, "Let's stay here. Perhaps it may be the place of the middle." So they built houses there, larger and stronger than ever before, more perfect, for they were strong in numbers, and they were wiser, though yet unperfected as men. They called the place of the sacred stealing. Long they dwelt there happily, but growing wiser and stronger, so that with their trials and dressed in the skins of animals, they saw that they were rude and ugly. In chase or in war, they were at a disadvantage, for they met older nations of men with whom they fought. No longer they feared the gods and monsters, but only their own kind. So therefore the gods called a council. "Changed shall ye be, O our children," cried the twain. "Ye shall walk straight in the pathways, clothed in garments and without tails, that ye may sit more straight in council, and without webs to your feet or talons on your hands." So the people were arranged in a procession like dancers, and the twain, with their weapons and fires of lightning, shored off the forelocks hanging down over their faces, severed the talons, and slitted the webbed fingers and toes. Sore was the wounding, and loud cried the foolish. When lastly the people were arranged in procession for the raising of their tails. Raise means to cut off, just so you know. Like a razor, you know? Anyway, it actually goes on for quite some time. So I'm not going to read all the story. Oh, at the end, this is the end of the story. Let me check. I'm just going to read this part. His heart rested over the middle of the plain in the valley of the Zuni, and when he drew in his finger legs, lo, there were the trail roads leading out, and in like stays of a spider nest, into and from the midmost place he had covered. Here, because of their good fortune in finding the stable middle of the earth, the priest father called the town the abiding place of happy fortune. And there's a little side note that says the earth was flat and round like a plate. That's interesting. What else we got? Oh, now, hold on. Let me jump back in the chat here real quick. I'm sorry. I wasn't even paying attention. Smart Libra says, "J Dreamers, you the man. Can't wait to watch this from the start." Right on. Thank you. Remember how I said that, one of the ways we can tell when we've had one of these worldwide electromagnetic storms or geostorms, is from the influx of nitrous oxide that we can see in ice core samples and in the tree rings, right? Well, I've talked about nitrous oxide a few times already. I believe that a lot of it is created during this, and there's clouds and pockets of nitrous oxide gas that just float through. It might also come up from within the earth. I believe that the earth contains a lot of different gases, and from time to time they're released. People don't realize it though. They just see weird shit happening all over the place. Excuse my language. For example, dancing mania, the dancing plague. I kid you not. Essentially, when did this happen? In modern day Germany, in 1374, a dancing plague spread throughout Europe. One particularly notable outbreak occurred in Strasbourg in 1518. So this happens in different places from time to time. The dancing plague or dancing mania, also called choreomania, St. John's dance, tarantism, and St. Vitus's dance, is a social phenomenon. This is Wikipedia. that occurred primarily in mainland Europe between the 4th and 17th centuries. That's quite a 14th century all the way out to the 17th century. Really? This is insane. I'm just going to sum up, okay, because this whole article and every article I've ever read about it is going to say that people were just crazy, right? One crazy person just pretended like they couldn't stop dancing or whatever, and then all of a sudden totally sane people just decided for whatever reason, because of anxiety or depression or whatever, like, fuck it, I'm going to dance all day long too. These people danced for days and days and days. People died from dancing, from exhaustion. Hundreds and hundreds of people could not stop dancing about. Also, there is the laughing plague. Exact same situation, but instead of dancing, people just started erupting in laughter. Could not stop laughing. I believe that gases released, specifically nitrous oxide, but could be many other ones as well. There's these pockets, there's these clouds of nitrous oxide gas, and whenever they pass through a city or they get low enough to the ground or whatever, this kind of crap that happens, and people are like, oh, that's weird, you know. They can't explain it. It's just a strange anomaly that nobody has any good explanation for whatsoever. So, Plasma Apocalypse 101. The only thing you need to really take away from this video is that it's a cycle. It's been happening. The end of the world is not some far away, creative story that will never happen in your lifetime. I'd say on average, it happens about once every solid 100 or 200 years. Remember, it doesn't have to be like the ultimate main event kind of world-ending reversal, electromagnetic reversal, or geomagnetic storm. It could just be little ones that happen. Just a little one, a little one. Now, check this out. That also means that the longer amount of time that goes between these little releases of pressure, right, or these reversals, the stronger the next one is likely to be. So, do some research. Think about when the last one may have happened, right? Or when the last big one may have happened. Well, we know that there was a big one that occurred sometime around, 3000 BC, when the Mayans started their civilization and the Book of Enoch was written and the floods had subsided, etc. We know that there was one, according to the tree rings and the ice core samples, around the 700s and then the 900s. We know that there's been other little events since then, like the Carrington event and the Tunguska event. We know that these things have been recorded throughout time and history. We just don't understand what to name it. We don't understand how to categorize it. Hopefully, now we do. What's up? All right, I'm in the chat now. I just kind of want to hang out with the people. Sorry if I seem kind of down too. I'm going through all kinds of crap, like, personally. Like, it's just a rough time energetically, but I'm trying to persevere. I'm trying to get through it. So, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all your donations and stuff too. I really appreciate it. Now, do you guys have any questions about the topic today? If you do, type in @JDreamers, just like TNRC just did. And he says @JDreamers. Hello, Jay. Hello, TNRC. Hello, lady. But yeah. So check this out. Who are we? I like that. Who are we? Says at least we'll go out laughing. You might be way closer to the truth than you think. A lot of truth is said in jest, and I like to think that God is merciful and has a sense of humor. So when these world-ending events happen, it's nice. God just seems to just get everyone high off of nitrous oxide so they can laugh. It's crazy. There's always a good side. Stellium7 says, J-Dreamers, I love your work. I wonder if you have seen the research that I've done on the Titan Montgo in Spain. Your Petrified Titans video was one of the things that made the penny drop for me. Well, that's cool. I'm glad I was able to help you out. Hey, it's the Jigger. What's up, bro? I haven't seen you in forever. Oh man, one of the original people says, "Hey there, Jay, old buddy. Good to see you, brother." You know why I like this dude? He made a whole video like just meditating and focusing good vibes my way, and oh my god, I needed him. So I'll never forget that. Just so you know, I appreciate you, bro. Gato Negro, the black cat, just did a little super chat sticker and made a donation. Thank you. I appreciate you. New moon today. Death, rebirth, energy. Okay. Sweet. Oh, that's because of, I'm going through some stuff. I see. Smart Libra says, if I had money to send, I would, bro. I'm in debt. You and me both. Like, anytime people donate my way, it goes straight to bills. I just barely get by, so I can understand. So yeah, it's the thought that counts, though. If you want to show your appreciation, but you don't have like money to donate, which I don't even ask for, but super need and appreciate, just contribute. Leave a positive comment. Leave, a like or whatever. That helps out. Obviously with the algorithm and whatever. We got Morongo Steve, sorry. Says, J Dreamers, is the sun God's projector? Don't know what you mean by that, buddy. You're gonna have to be more specific. Let's see. Anybody else in the chat? Yeah, just donate some good vibes. I totally agree. Donate some good vibes. I need that more than anything. I feel I need it so bad. God. Oh man. Stellium 7. Here we go. Says, I already read that one, I think. The Missing Curve says, J Dreamers, do you look into dragons on the earth? These large dragons like quarter the size of a continent. Nah, I totally don't. I'm not into that. I'm not against it, but I'm not super convinced, and I have not seen anything that really convinces me. I know most of you guys, when you bring this up, are talking about Rogers from Mud Fossil University's dragon video. I'm not convinced. Like, I'm all about petrification and, huge giant beings in the past and stuff, but I'm just not convinced. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. So, no, I don't believe that there were, so far, I should say, I'll preface that, so far, I'm not convinced that there were giants or dragons or whatever the size of entire continents. Sorry. No, I'm not super convinced. Like, the sky only goes up so high before you can't even breathe anymore. So, I don't know. Not super convinced. Not that I don't like Roger or anything. I love his channel. Don't really watch it as much as I used to, but I always support people thinking outside the box. What? Martin Boardman says, hey guys, I just showed up my first live stream. Right on, welcome. What does the circle gets the square mean? Jason uses that phrase a lot. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. That's actually from Hollywood Squares. It's an old game show, like when I was a kid. So if you got something right, they would say, circle gets the square, or whatever. It was kind of like tic-tac-toe. So that's my way of saying that's right. Anyway. It's a fun way of saying it. I'm being sent lots of love and light by Sholby. Thank you. Need that. Morongo Steve says, who built the moon? Pff, fuck if I know. Don't know. Sorry. I don't even know if the moon was built. Why was the moon built? What makes us think that the moon was built by anything? You know what I mean? I don't know. Lots of questions. Who else? We love you, bro. This world wouldn't be the same without you. That's really? I think so, huh? I appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment. Vander Zvan says, J Dreamers, do you know about the 7 burning mountains in the Book of Enoch? I have read the Book of Enoch, but it's been a while. I don't remember the 7 burning mountains. I'll have to take a refresher. Stellium7 says, sorry to repeat, just wanted you to see it, blah, 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 unveiling. Yes, I know you have a YouTube channel. You want me to look at it? I appreciate it. I may not. Emmanuel Sanchez says, J-Dreamers, are you at all concerned with the end of your world? Nope. Not even a bit. Not even a bit. Me personally, I'm like, I don't even know how to explain how I'm feeling lately. I don't even want to go down that road. Kevin C says, J-Dreamers, have you looked into the seraphim and the cherubim and what Ezekiel saw? The Old Testament Ezekiel's book. I'm not a Christian, but it's a crazy story. Yes, I have. I used to be a pretty hardcore Christian, and I have studied the Bible more than probably any other book that I've ever read. So yes, I'm very familiar with that. Oh, let's see here. The reptilians built the moon. Fucking A, did they really? Okay. Jesus. Oh, did I see The Color Out of Space? Yes, I totally saw The Color Out of Space. Love that movie. And I love the acting. It's pretty good acting for such a crazy concept. Anybody else? Anybody else in the chat? Anybody got any comments about what we were just talking about? It blows my mind that people never really comment on what was just presented. Instead, they're just like, oh, hey, something totally unrelated. I'm like, okay. During the live stream? Okay, I mean, let's change the subject, whatever. I mean, I'm done talking about the whole deal, so I don't, whatever. Let's talk about whatever. Let's see here. Zenwin AZ says, J-Dreamers, I hope you feel better soon. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. I'm sure I will. Everything fluctuates, you know what I mean? Everything spirals. Whatever Tube says, just sending support, bro. I bought your book. How long did it take you to write it and to do the research? Good question. So a lot of the research just comes from years and years of my own personal research. How long did it take to write? I don't know. It was kind of off and on. Like, I was going through a lot of personal crap in my life, so I started writing it, and I took a break for a long time because I was going through my own issues. So altogether, it took probably like a year and a half, 2 years maybe. But if you condense all that time, it probably took like 3 months. You know what I mean? Hey, Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. Good recommendation. I probably will, actually. I probably will. I was just playing that song on the piano the other day. Let's see. Will I be saved on a boat? What? You guys. Let's see here. Oh, Matthew, the Jigger, says, how do you get Pikachu on a bus? I don't know. How do you get Pikachu on a bus? It's already funny. I haven't even heard the punchline. Tell me. That already cracks me up. Thank you. I really needed to smile. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. Thank you. Twadwazzle says, the Three Brothers story was amazing. I'd love to hear more accounts and stories from ancient cultures and your take on them, Jay. I'm sure you will. Also, I'll just throw this out there. God, like I'm going through so much garbage in my life. Like, my life is pretty good. It's okay, you know. Like, for those of you who don't know me, I live in like a little fourplex, you know. I'm not rich or anything. Not everyone with a lot of subscribers on YouTube is rich, so get that out of your mind. But I lost my son again, temporarily. Keeps on happening, so I'm going through my own little struggles, you know, with garbage that's happening, with drama in my own personal life and people that I know and stuff like that. So I don't want to share all that with you guys, just because it's kind of unrelated and it's, you know what I mean? It's I don't like it. I don't even want to put that out there for you guys to worry about. Even though I know many of you have shown concern for me, and you're so encouraging. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. Literally. Many of you have zero idea. I will just one comment will brighten my day. Jeremy Stewart says, J Dreamers, I think a book that was removed from the Bible that talked about the serpent that eats its tail and circles the whole world to cause a former destruction in the past. I think so too. Kevin C, I've been watching all your old videos, bro. Glad to see you always stay true to how you present your information. The technical difficulties always crack me up. Not me. Oh my God. They give me anxiety. I hate it. Spirit Fia says, J Dreamers, do you think the story of Romulus and Remus connects to all of the stories of the brothers that you talked about before? Good question. So I keep coming across, hey, Hopi, check you out. I got a donation from Hopi. Makes my heart happy. Thank you. So good question. Romulus and Remus. I might have to do a video on the twins. The twins always come up. You know what I mean? I do not think that the twins are beings, as in flesh and blood beings. Okay? I think that there's something else. There's too many examples of these two twins that are usually gods of some kind. I don't lean towards them actually being physical beings. Not from the Anunnaki, not from Egyptian, not from any of them. I don't think so. I think there's more to the twins than meets the eye. Jess Gesper says, J Dreamers, I thought that's why you were down. Try to distract yourself. Don't feel bad about not divulging info. It's good advice. Thanks. Oh, how do you get what was the thing's name? The Pokemon. Pikachu, right? How do you get Pikachu on the bus? You poke him on. I love that. You know why? Because it's as terrible as my jokes. I love it. Thank you. Let's see. Who else we got in the chat? Oh, Zenwin AZ made a $5 donation with a little super sticker that says critical hit. That's kind of cool. I like it. Thank you. And Whatever Tube also. Wow. Whatever Tube says, do you like John Levi? Okay, let me time out right there. I like John Levi when I can play him at like 2 to 3 times the speed. Right? I feel like John Levi is stuck in a time trap where he can only speak in slow motion. So I have to speed him up all the time. I don't really watch him that much, honestly, because I kind of get the point of a lot of the videos. And I don't need a lot. So I don't follow a lot of people, I guess you would say. I just glean from a lot of people. Do you like John Levi? Mud flood reset cycles. And hey, I've lost my son. I'm an ex-military myself. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I got my kid back and it took years. Oh, fuck, really? Redonkulous. Alright. Well, hey, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. But yeah, John Levi, his voice just, he sounds like the Clear Eyes guy to me. Like, sounds like Bill Nye. Or not Bill Nye. What's his name? Not Bill Nye. Forget Bill Nye. He's a comedian. What was that guy's name? I forgot his name. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Anybody else? Okay. Sally Perry says you have great content. Thank you. Okay. Oh, Ben Stein. That's right. Thank you. Stein means stone, for those of you who don't know. Maybe that'll help you out in your research one day. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take off. I've really enjoyed sharing all the content. My apologies for my energy being off today. I didn't want to get in the habit of not doing a YouTube video just because I'm not feeling that great. I feel like I've got great research and experience that I love to share with other people so that you can share in my perspective, in my path that I walk, right? And my path that I walk is constantly growing. I'm never going to tell you this is the truth. This is the way that it is. This is undeniable. This is absolute. I don't do that, right? I believe in everything or I believe in nothing. And I'd rather believe in everything. With that being said, I'll tell you guys I love you. Hope I see you again soon. And let's roll the credits. I'm Daydreamer saying good vibes and goodbye.
I try so hard to fade away. I try so hard to fade away, but something's forcing me to stay. It'd be easier for me if I turn away to flee. Oh, but there's something holding on, the way of being long gone. There's so many ways to escape, but I guess it's time to wake up, time to wake up.
Okay. Maybe we're going to short the euro. Uh, 12 minutes. Let's give it something. Okay. I think it will stop here. Maybe take a briefer. Maybe go to 37.8 or 37.5. It will take a little briefer, I believe, and go sideways a little bit. Probably. That's my assumption, but it might directly go to 39.2k. So this is really top traders leverage delta. I think there was another one. Top traders leverage used, which is the same. Yeah, this is quite nice. Okay, we see how many options we have. Okay, so the puts have increased while we went up. This is interesting. 244. The volume is still low, 350, although a little bit little increased. But yes, now the puts are prevailing and they have increased. So we have we should see this switch in gamma band. Okay, we are high up here and I think we will take a little briefer right now, and yeah, we'll see. But Okay, what is the gamma exposure? Is it going up? Yeah, it's going up. This is bullish, quite good. Close to the price. See, it dumped, then it went positive. It was a little bit positive near the zero line, and now we go up. This is really nice. I like this gamma exposure index. Also, I like very much this one. So yeah, now we have more calls, which is interesting. The puts increased, but in the open interest we have mostly calls. Is it lagging? It is more lagging, but this is interesting to see. Strange. So this is only calls prevailing now, and we had 1.2, so we have 0.8 something, so we have about 100 million puts, or let's say 75 million puts increased, and we have calls here. I don't understand this. Why the open interest change last hour? This is strange. The vol index is going down while the price is pumping. This is normal. This is fine. Yeah, it was very high. It was 85, and yeah, this is also good indicator when it's very high and sort of leading indicator, because this level we had we had day or two to consider going short or take out the longs. Let's see. Butterfly delta. So yeah, this is interesting. The 7-day is very to the upside. This the 60-day, and now the 30-day is so 30 days above the 60-day. Now basically we're reset to default, because the 90-day was up here and we did go up, and then it came down, so probably we're going down now a little bit as a briefer. And now the 60-day is acting strangely. Yeah, we might have more upside, probably. Really, this 39.2k can be hit, really. But maybe a little briefer. I don't know. Maybe we don't get briefer at all, just straight pump. And this is a bear trap then. I'm not sure if the price will come down again to 35k. It can be a bear trap. Let's see the daily. Yeah, I mean, it's possible if the view up turns around and goes back up. It's possible to be, because the weekly is quite bullish. Yeah, the weekly is kicking ass. The monthly is not, but not everything can match perfectly. I like this sword Heiken Shi. Maybe I have to tweet it a little bit, because I want to be exactly as market cipher. No, to be exactly the same. I don't know if I can do this, but I think it's working now fine. Don't want to mess it up too much. Yeah, it's working pretty nice now. went through the 61, the 51, which is very bullish. We're going above the cloud by all definitions. We're blue skies here. Might maybe 42k if we continue the pump. I wanted to check this guy was saying while I was eating.
Or geostorms, is from the influx of nitrous oxide that we can see in ice core samples and in the tree rings, right? Well, I've talked about nitrous oxide a few times already. I believe that a lot of it is created during this, and there's clouds and pockets of nitrous oxide gas that just float through. It might also come up from within the Earth. I believe that the Earth contains a lot of different gases, and from time to time they're released. People don't realize it though. They just see weird shit happening all over the place. Excuse my language. For example, dancing mania, the dancing plague. I kid you not. Essentially, when did this happen? In modern day Germany, in 1374, a dancing plague spread throughout Europe. One particularly notable outbreak occurred in Strasbourg in 1518. So this happens in different places from time to time. The dancing plague or dancing mania, also called choreomania, St. John's dance, tarantism, and St. Vitus's dance, is a social phenomenon. This is Wikipedia. That occurred primarily in mainland Europe between the 4th and 17th centuries. That's quite 14th century all the way out to the 17th century. Really? This is insane. I'm just going to sum up, okay, because this whole article and every article I've ever read about it is going to say that people were just crazy, right? One crazy person just pretended like they couldn't stop dancing or whatever, and then all of a sudden totally sane people just decided for whatever reason, because of anxiety or depression or whatever, like, fuck it, I'm gonna dance all day long too. These people danced for days and days and days. People died from dancing, from exhaustion. Hundreds and hundreds of people could not stop dancing about. Also, there is the laughing plague. Exact same situation, but instead of dancing, people just started erupting in laughter. Could not stop laughing. I believe that gases released, specifically nitrous oxide, but could be many other ones as well. There's these pockets, there's these clouds of nitrous oxide gas, and whenever they pass through a city or they get low enough to the ground or whatever, this kind of crap that happens. And people are like, oh, that's weird, you know. They can't explain it. It's just a strange anomaly that nobody has any good explanation for whatsoever. So, Plasma Apocalypse 101. The only thing you need to really take away from this video is that it's a cycle. It's been happening. The end of the world is not some far away, you know, creative story that will never happen in your lifetime. I'd say on average, it happens about once every solid 100 or 200 years. Remember, it doesn't have to be like the ultimate main event kind of world-ending reversal, electromagnetic reversal, or geomagnetic storm. It could just be little ones that happen. Just a little one, a little one. Now, check this out. That also means that the longer amount of time that goes between these little releases of pressure, right, or these reversals, the stronger the next one is likely to be. So, do some research. Think about when the last one may have happened, right? Or when the last big one may have happened. Well, we know that there was a big one that occurred sometime around, 3000 BC, when the Mayans started their civilization and the Book of Enoch was written and the floods had subsided, etc. We know that there was one according to the tree rings and the ice core samples around the 700s and then the 900s. We know that there's been other little events since then, like the Carrington event and the Tunguska event. It's crazy. Counts though, you know. If you want to show your appreciation, but you don't have like money to donate, which I don't even ask for, but super need and appreciate, just contribute. Leave a positive comment. Leave, a like or whatever. That helps out, obviously with the algorithm and whatever. We got Morongo Steve, sorry. Says, J Dreamers, is the sun God's projector? Don't know what you mean by that, buddy. You're going to have to be more specific. Let's see. Anybody else in the chat? Yeah, just donate some good vibes. I totally agree. Donate some good vibes. I need that more than anything. I feel I need it so bad. God. Oh, man. Stellium7, here we go. Says, I already read that one, I think. The Missing Curve says, J Dreamers, do you look into dragons on the Earth? These large dragons like quarter the size of a continent. Nah, I totally don't. I'm not into that. I'm not against it, but I'm not super convinced, and I have not seen anything that really convinces me. I know most of you guys, when you bring this up, are talking about Rogers from Mud Fossil University's dragon video. I'm not convinced. Like, I'm all about petrification and, huge giant beings in the past and stuff. But I'm just not convinced. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. So, no. I don't believe that there were... So far, I should say. I'll preface that. So far, I'm not convinced that there were giants or dragons or whatever the size of entire continents. Sorry. No. I'm not super convinced. Like, the sky only goes up so high before you can't even breathe anymore. So, I don't know. Not super convinced. Not that I don't like Roger or anything. I love his channel. Don't really watch it as much as I used to, but I always support people thinking outside the box. I appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment. And I have studied the Bible more than probably any other book that I've ever read. So yes, I'm very familiar with that. Let's see here. The reptilians built the moon. Fucking A, did they really? Okay. Jesus. Oh, did I see The Color Out of Space? Yes, I totally saw The Color Out of Space. Love that movie. And I love the acting. It's pretty good acting for such a crazy concept. Anybody else? Anybody else in the chat? Anybody got any comments about what we were just talking about? It blows my mind that people never really comment on what was just presented. Instead, they're just like...
Fucking cold.
love and support. I truly, truly appreciate it, and it's been very nice to hear from you. I wanted to make this video, first of all, because I think there's a lot of people that have a distorted perception of what I do, maybe based on sound bites or based on headlines of vaccines. Both these people are very highly credentialed, very intelligent, very accomplished people, and they from many social media platforms. Now, that's on the cover of Newsweek. All of those theories that at one point in time were banned were openly discussed by those two men that I had on my podcast that have been accused of dangerous misinformation. I do not know if they're right. I don't know, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a person who sits down and talks to people and has conversations with them. Do I get things wrong? Absolutely, I get things wrong, but I try to correct them. Whenever I get something wrong, I try to correct it, because I'm interested in telling the truth. I'm interested in finding out what the truth is. And I'm interested in having interesting conversations with people that have differing opinions. I'm not interested in only talking to people that have one perspective. That's one of the reasons why I had Sanjay Gupta on, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who I respect very much, and I really enjoyed our conversation together. He
Guys, I'll take a shower. Take a shower and end the stream. Bitcoin pumped. I should have waited a little bit more of closing my position, but I was afraid it would dump. Anyway, I'm waiting for a better entry. Probably it will come down to this quote, 38k. If not, maybe I'll short on the 39.2. I don't want to short Bitcoin because I think bullish is, the bulls are waking up. I don't like this view up. I don't like this money fall, but it can very easily turn up. The view up can turn up as well. Right now the money fall is pointing to the upside. It's increasing. So I don't want to short this very much, but maybe I will do with tight stop loss, just in case something happens to the price. Yeah, that's it from me today. It was an interesting day. Bye, until tomorrow. I don't want to short. Happens to the price. Yeah, that's it from me today. It was an interesting day. Bye, till tomorrow.